if you know you're gonna get a girl that doesn't have as much, first of all, I feel like you should marry within your level. Like, I'm not even gonna try to be rude, but like you should not marry somebody that completely has nothing, that could not take care of their own self, and then expect that this person is not gonna try to get something from you. Let me tell you something. If I'm dating a guy that makes 12 times more than I am making, I will dig that pocket to the day I die. Yes, I will.
and that's
And
what
I'm
I'm
gonna
talking
tell you
about.
why.
She's my
And I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the African Millennials. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Live.
Okay, so let's jump right into it. Do one of you guys want to pick up the card?
Go.
What we got today?
Okay, dear AMS, I am recently engaged to the woman of my dreams.
Congratulations.
Congrats to him. My question to you is, would you sign a prenup? Kofi from Boston.
Oh,
Kofi.
Kofi.
He's got this
Kofi.
Ghana.
Just by the name? Just
Hey, Kofi.
by the name?
Would I sign a prenup? I think that if you are successful without the relationship already and you have yourself established and you just got your companion while you were established, I think just for security reasons, you should probably have a prenup. But if you guys came into the relationship together, grinding and making this success together, I don't think it's necessary because you guys, started, this together. So
I think a prenup is necessary in any situation, in any case, because listen, this is the real world, this is real life, things happen, and when you have the prenup in place, you can specify, you can determine what is going to happen if you guys do ever get divorced. Things
So
like
get married,
kids, how you're going to split things, like courts are not always going to be on your side, and if you have that prenup, they're secure, you can save yourself, really. Yeah. Whether you're rich or poor, I say.
I think I would definitely sign one. Oh yeah. I think people just don't know that it's not just people think it in a pejorative way, because when you have a prenup, it protects both parties. You protect my assets and yours, and it actually prevents you from having any type of debt or student loans and stuff like that. Because when you divorce, imagine, okay, we don't sign any prenup, so who is going to pay my loans and stuff? Because you will have to, I think the state of law will decide who, everything, would determine everything to, what has to be shared equally and stuff like that. So I would definitely, sign one, because I felt like, you never know. Like she said, this is life, it's real life, and then people just don't know how to be married.
So you get married to get divorced?
Exactly. I mean, it's not that. You just no. I think you just have to stop that quixotical type of idea of everything's gonna be a fairy tale and stuff. Things happen.
So
the same way life ends, marriages ends, especially in this millennium. And I agree with you. In this millennium.
In this day and age, or millennials generation.
In our generation, there's no more love. Let me be honest. There's nothing like love. Love doesn't exist anymore. I believe we just get married just because we have to, and have kids. I believe in prenup. I believe when you're getting into marriage, you should obviously get a prenup. If you are successful before the marriage, I believe prenup should be made. But I disagree with when you said I don't disagree, but what I would say is if you guys are married and you guys are making moves together, I still feel like what's mine has to be mine. What's
How
yours
can you
has to be
determine?
yours.
So then what's the point
Because
of
your
marriage?
name will be
What's
on it.
no?
But
Because
let's
my
say you
name
guys
will
have
be.
a
If I
business
make,
together,
if
you build a
listen,
business together, and then you guys
no,
didn't
no,
have the prenup, and then the business is successful, and then you guys part ways. Who gonna have what share of the business?
You still have
What
to
I'm
have
saying,
a partnership
that's
on
what-
paper,
exactly.
though. I think you can have a
Yeah.
partnership on paper. I think
Yeah.
business and your marriage shouldn't be mixed together.
Exactly.
If you're a partner with your spouse,
Your-
whatever, it should be on paper.
Yes.
Like, even
What's
though we're
mine is-
divorced, we can still run this business
That's
together.
the prenup.
Yes.
Yes, but it still needs to be on paper that
Paper.
we're gonna split this halfway. We
Yes.
can't just be
Some
like,
people
well.
don't, and then that's the messed up part about
But that's
it,
why
'cause
you
it's
have to have the
like-
prenup. I feel like because marriage is a business, you don't know what's in that person's head,
Right.
why they're in this relationship. And
why
personally,
plus
hold
marriage is a
on,
business?
hold on. Yes, it is. It really
Marriage is a
is.
business. Always.
Hold on, let me
It
make my
is.
point.
It's a
Bottom line
contract.
is, if it's not a business, why, when somebody get a divorce, why they try to hire the best lawyer to get the best deal?
Marriage is a business, especially when you have to go through a divorce. Because the moment you bringing in outsiders, they're gonna wanna get the best deal, especially for a lawyer, because the lawyer is, you are hiring the lawyer to do a job for you. Of course, they're gonna wanna get the best deal for themselves, and at the end of the day, it is a business. And also, when you marry, there's a lot of benefits to it. Taxes, you get a nice cut. So at the end of the day, it is a business. Yes, a lot of people married for love, but when a divorce come in, it's all business.
My question to everyone is, which one of your parents
Has prenup.
prenup? And
None of
That's
them.
why I said our
But they're
generation.
still together,
Yeah,
right?
it changes. Yeah.
My parents have never been married, so.
But they're still together.
But it's
Oh God, like
I mean, my parents are separated, no prenup, but they still like come together
Manage
with
to-
things.
yeah,
They
exactly.
come together and I'm like, I need this. Like they just come together.
But just think about it. It depends, though. It depends on
Yeah.
the status.
Yeah, but-
If your parents are like working on a regular job, there's no need for a pre. It doesn't. Nobody even thinks
there
about
is
that.
still.
No.
Yeah,
Come on.
because you
If
never
work-
know.
If you're a captain,
Whatever,
like,
for
can still
whatever
bleed you
needs
dry,
to be
literally.
split, you gotta have those set in terms. And the thing about a prenup that's great is that it can be reviewed over the years.
Exactly.
I definitely believe in prenups. I do think it's a good idea to sign one, just for protection on both parties, on both sides, for the person who has more money and for the person that doesn't have the money, because you can define what kind of terms you want in that prenup. So if this person who has more money decides to treat you badly and you divorce, you can walk away with something.
My thing
Yeah.
is, if you're gonna get married, the first thing you don't want to establish is a prenup, because this is the big day, and you're in love with
No.
your. Let me tell you, you're in love with your significant other.
Right.
If my partner comes to me and we're done with the marriage, be like, okay, let's sign this prenup. I'm like, so you really think that we're
No.
gonna end eventually?
It's not about that.
No traffic,
My
girl.
thing
I don't think.
For me, when it comes to a prenup, I'll most likely sign one. And I'm just going by, for example, Gabrielle, you and Dwayne Wade, guys know they're happy in love. She spoke about it. She was like, he makes this certain amount of money with his MBA. She's a big time actor. She makes this certain amount of money. We're gonna come up with a number so we can both live off it, because what's mine, what you guys said was mine is mine, what's his is his. Because at the end of the day, God forbid they get you're engaged. Congrats. God forbid they get divorced. You don't want to be in that situation when it comes to what Samartina said, it's a business. Like one person's gonna want more than the other, so you have to come up with a number to
That's
come
the reason
together
why.
with.
To me,
as a
honestly,
parent. You have to set that up. You have to set that first before anything. You have to come together,
Yep.
like talk to each other. All right.
So
How much can we make? How much can we bring in?
I'm gonna
So-
marry you if you sign the prenup.
It
like-
just sounds like you're preparing yourself
For the
okay
worst.
for the worst. You're like, okay.
Oh, no.
It's like
No, she's right.
it's like
It
a
is,
cushion.
because
It's like
if
a
you really
cushion.
going in, if you're going in genuinely and authentically about the person, you will not think about
will not
prenup
thinking
about
about that.
if
Oh, yeah,
something
we're gonna
happens,
end.
I'm gonna take my stuff and I'm gonna leave you.
But
If you
things
care about
change
that
in a
person,
relationship.
Right.
Things change. You could love each other now, but
okay,
like
so
years
if
later, you could
things
just hate
really
each other.
change,
Things
it
change.
wouldn't matter, what
bottom
we
line
had.
is-
Exactly.
First of all, love is a sham. Marriage is a sham. I definitely believe that it is a business, agreement. It's a contract. So the same way, the marriage is a contract, sign the prenup as a contract to ensure that, there's no hassle when the time comes, because the time will come.
Y'all made it a business first. So
But
if
it's
y'all
a
don't
business,
invite
a business.
yes.
Like, if you are inviting lawyers, they're gonna make it a business.
That's what I'm saying.
It is a business
Plus,
at
if
the end
there's
of the
kids
day.
involved, you guys have to come to understand that like for example, if you're the mother of my child, either way I have to respect you, but I still have to see my kid. I'm not fighting for no, he stays with me, he or she stays with me.
But with the prenup, you don't decide on the prenup. You don't put, you don't custody.
In the
Yeah.
future, with like all that divorce type of stuff, you're gonna go through a lot of stuff like money.
Regardless if you have a prenup or not, you still go to court
Exactly.
if you're getting a divorce. So a prenup is just about your properties, your assets, and so that you have pride from the marriage, saying that, okay, my partner could not take part of that. Now, if something happens in our marriage and then we're not together anymore, and my thing is, if you really truly love that person, it shouldn't really matter if they take some of yours or not, because you want to really, you want to
let me give
real.
it. Not
Go for it for real then. You waste
Spousal
her
support
time.
is not
You
some.
waste
You
her
have to pay
time.
them
I'm
every
sorry.
month.
You do not do it fully all grown.
Spousal
That you
support
work
is every
That's why
month.
marriage is taken so lightly. Y'all going just to get married just because it's a trend. But marriage is deeper than that. If you're not gonna go,
But
Well,
spousal
people-
support
Listen,
is every
let
month,
me
so
give
you have
this-
to pay
let me
the
give this
person every
scenario.
month. So hold on, let me ask you this. So if you married with this guy, right, and then you caught him cheating on you with the housekeeper or whatever, and then you have you have more money than him, and you decided to file for divorce, and then would you be okay paying every month for him in that whatever that
First of all,
made?
before we even get to that stage, I would know my man, and hopefully the man that I'm marrying is not somebody that's gonna cheat on me. That's why I'm not gonna take. I'm not gonna. Exactly. So I know life happens, but I would take my time before I get married. I would take my time before I
Life
get married
happens.
to know my
People
partner.
cheat.
See,
They
that
don't
you said
know.
stuff happens. Stuff happens.
You never know.
No,
You never know.
He could be a good guy, but he could get caught up in a situation.
You
Next thing you
never
know, he's
know.
with another woman, and he like,
And what if she
Because
doesn't-
let's say you have an argument, and then you be like, "Damn, I'm glad I have this prenup." It's like it's always something where it's like it's a safe door, emergency door. You could
not
always
even about
run
you.
away. The thing with the whole prenup thing is like my thing. I think if I sign a prenup, it means that my man doesn't trust that our marriage could last without the prenup. So whenever I'm at home, I am at work, if I'm feeling down or we had a little argument or a disagreement about something, I'm going to think about the fact that you wanted me to sign that prenup as an emergency door for you to leave me behind. So yes, it's something that's going to, work in my conscience, and eventually I will bring it up, and it will never be in the most positive way because that's something negative that I feel like is going to be the downfall of our union.
I think if you are in the relationship for love, we both will discuss a prenup that we both agree on. And then we go about our business. I'm not gonna go home and be like, oh my God, so I signed up this prenup, blah, blah, blah. He's plotting something against me because we both talked about it. I already know what's on the prenup and I agree with what's on that prenup. So I think you can be in love and still sign a prenup. I know people who does it. I don't see why it's a problem. People think if you sign a prenup, it's like, oh my God, so you setting up the marriage for failure. No, we're just setting it up we're just having a structure just in case if something happened.
What's mine is mine. Let's say I inherit my dad's property, like my dad's half company. That's my family's company.
But if you marry, we won, so that's our family.
We won, but we won, but listen.
we gonna go if you get divorced, you gonna
so
take
if you
it.
get divorced, are you part of my company now?
I have
apparently.
your name. I would
No, you
make
don't-
love
no,
to
no,
you.
I'm-
You're
no.
my man. Yes, we are family. I would
But if you married for love, why are you gonna go after his family's property?
No,
That's
I'm
his-
not going after his family.
But that's
what
that's
you're
not
saying.
me
happening.
because that's not what I'm saying. If his family, he inherited something from his family, and that's for him to live off, and I'm his partner, we're living together, automatically it becomes mine. It's not how I want. If you do get married, whatever you have, it's mine. We're gonna share everything. Your money is my money. Your cars are my cars. Like it's a union. We have to combine our expenses and properties together.
People just get married for the wrong reasons.
That's what I'm
I just
saying.
feel like
It's benefits.
we are
It's good
so
benefits with taxes and everything.
We just thinking about the right now type of things, and probably there's a girl who found someone, and automatically she's like, oh, she's my soulmate and stuff like that, and not even imagine that it was just Mr. Right Now instead of Mr. Right.
Ooh.
Which means what? Which means that
That's why you have to study your partner. You have to take time to know.
You can never know an individual.
That's
Never.
I just think that divorce
Never.
is like one of the worst things that you can go through. I know two people that are going through like divorce settlements right now, and the fight that they are having, like over money, over kids,
Right.
over child support, this and that, it is so ugly. When you have a prenup
You know,
in
you still
place,
pay child support when you
sometimes.
prenup?
simple.
Yeah.
Do you
And the
still
thing
pay
is,
child
life is
support when you
gonna-
prenup?
Yes, that's all. It's all defined. And when you have that prenup in place, It's simple, quick, easy. You don't have to go through this painful process
Right.
that a divorce is. Who wants that? Who needs
It's just
that?
security, basically.
It's
just security.
No, just because the
using it,
prenup is
though,
in place
that's
doesn't
just-
mean you're not going to have arguments. It doesn't mean
No.
you know, like
if you go
Even
into
if you have
a
a prenup, you
divorce,
still have to pay child support.
right?
If you have a prenup, you still have to go to court. So all the things you're trying to avoid are still going to happen.
no, but everything is
So-
structured. It's
Everything
all
is
about structure.
Yeah, it's structured.
Everything is
Fine.
structured.
Just say
That's
It's
what-
fine.
it's all about
Yeah.
But the
vision.
mindset, my thing is the mindset behind it. When you having
No.
that piece of document
Yeah,
set
I
up,
believe that.
is the if our marriage doesn't work. So automatically you have this negative feeling about, okay, we might break up and we might end,
But I know I'm
apart.
good.
Exactly.
Right.
So I still want to protect my assets. So in that moment, you're forgetting about this is the love of your life.
Yeah.
This is your partner. You're just thinking about yourself being selfish.
I don't know. I'm just big on love, and I just feel like, if you're something like marriage is sacred, and if you're going into it, you shouldn't, it shouldn't be about money or whatever else, with the whole prenup. It should be, you should go into it saying, I'm gonna go into it for better or for worse, not, oh, in case this happens or in case that happens.
Everybody that get married, just because they say, oh my God, I love this person, doesn't mean they really love this person, especially if the person have money. They're in it for the benefits. And when tax season comes, you getting benefits. You're getting tax cut and everything. So it is a business after all. Whether you want to think about it that way or not, it's still a business.
And
That's
I
not
think
even
when
true.
you don't, when you
not necessarily
as
true.
whatever a man or woman choose not to sign the prenup, and your spouse wants you to sign the prenup, you're trifling. You're after something,
Right.
If you-
and it's not.
Why do you
love.
want to sign
Hold
it?
on, hold on.
Offering that.
Exactly.
What did you say?
Just for offering that, you're also up to something. It means that you plan on doing something down the line.
And it's gonna cover your butt. Yeah.
Okay. The same thing.
If you don't sign a prenup when your spouse asks for a prenup, there's definitely something going on. It's definitely fishy. You're definitely in it for the wrong reasons. Because why not? Why not sign a prenup?
Even if I truly love this person with all my heart,
no buts.
life happens.
Exactly.
That person
I
could
love you, but-
switch just like that, and
So
then no
you don't
prenup
know that
happens.
person
I'm
then.
left out to
You
pay
marry
child
a
support,
stranger.
all this. I gotta pay for everything.
But you
now
have to-
I'm heartbroken. So you have to
Heartbroken
prepare.
and broke.
You have
Or
to
she's
prepare
getting
for
half.
the worst, and your spouse, the love of your life, has to agree with that. If she says no to the prenup, then one, I can't really be mad at her because that's her decision. But I'm gonna highly suggest it, and I'm gonna ask her to think this over. Be like, all right, take some time. I don't need you to make the decision now, but take some time, think this over, and then I'll come back to you.
I have a friend. She's her father. He's actually a general, so he has money. And then mother was just a regular woman, that he met like this, like a true love story. And he paid all the bills, all the expenses. He's the man of the house. He's the one that's financially securing the house. I don't think they ever thought of having a prenup, even though he was the one that had the most money, and he knew that she was coming in with nothing.
But that was
Yes.
a different
And-
time. That's a different
Not
time.
right now.
When did they get married? And how old is
They
your
got,
friend?
they got married in 2001.
How old
That's
is
his
your
Before
friend?
they get divorced.
My friend, she's like 21, 22 right now.
But how long were they
Yeah.
together? And also, I feel like 2001 and 2018 is
that's
17 years
different.
late.
That's
17 years,
different.
17 years later.
Is this in America or this is
It was back home.
That's
Right.
okay. You
That's
can
what I'm
compare.
saying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no, because the point I'm trying to make is that if it's truly about, because in America, like you guys say, I agree that you guys they're trying to make a business. They've been promoting divorces on the train.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to promote. No, they have the signs like
they
cheap
do.
divorce
They
and all
do,
that
yeah.
stuff.
$200.
Even rings, like we said before, and I think we talked about this last year. Like women are more interested in the size of the ring, even compared
Right.
to like how the marriage is going to be. People are interested in like the amount of people they're going to invite to the wedding and the flower and all that
Showing
stuff.
off.
Like
More reason
it's
for
all
a prenup.
Right.
Okay, maybe if you feel this way, but my thing is, I can't speak for myself. If I'm getting married to somebody, my first thing is not to, get a prenup because I'm marrying for love. I'm not marrying for money. I'm not marrying for your assets. I don't care about that. I'm marrying for you as a person. Now, if something goes bad along the way, I will hope that the partner I am with will understand that and we could resolve it and just part ways. I don't have to have the prenup because prenup would bring issues.
So she gave you an example. What if your man cheated on you with his
the
housemate? I don't
housekeeper.
think you would just let him go like that.
Right. And
You
what if
give
she
him-
ended up pregnant and then
one
you have
second.
more money? So that means you're going to have to take care of that baby and him because you didn't sign a prenup.
I think Francia is confused. I'm not confused. I think she's getting it wrong. She feels like prenup is bad. What I want to tell her is to just listen to what the cast are saying about prenup and then take that into consideration.
So you were saying you hoping that during breakup your husband will understand and then give you what you deserve. But in this scenario,
didn't say
listen.
that.
So that's what you're saying. Like you will hope
didn't
he
say
will
that.
understand.
And that it will be
And
peaceful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But in her situation, she gave you an example when she said when you catch your guy cheating on you with your maid, and whereby you are the one who is making more money, would you
Be okay.
Would you be okay if he tells you, oh, we've been together for this and we love each
I
other.
will
So
go back to what I said when we first started the show. If you came in within you had your own money prior from the union, I think you should protect yourself because you worked all these years before meeting your partner.
Yeah.
Now, if we made this money together within the marriage, in a sense, it's unfortunate that he did that, he cheated. But in a sense, that's our money combined together. Because if you have a business together, it's very difficult to determine, okay, I brought the chair, you brought the fridge, I brought
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's a mistake. You should. Even though you guys are married and you guys are making moves together, it should be there should be a setup whereby this is my money, this is your money, and this is our money. So there should be like a separation where within the marriage, like okay, if we're making moves and then it's 100%, we have to like split it into 3. So this is mine, this is yours, and this is us. You get what I'm saying? In case something happens, everybody knows.
So would you have a different bank account compared to your
Of course. I said it in season 1. You don't even have
I'm definitely gonna get a separate account because that's what I made before getting into the marriage. So whatever is mine, it's mine. Whatever is yours, it's yours. And then we can still have a joint account where we can dig into when we want to.
My mom said to have like a little rainy day just in case something happens. So I do agree with you.
I think
on
that's so important,
But-
especially
but-
as women.
I'm
no,
sorry.
not just women, please. These two, we have a lot.
It goes both ways.
So it goes
Because,
both ways.
because men are conniving
This is the
and
man's
So are
world.
women.
Welcome to
And
America. This is
so
the
are
man's
women.
world.
Wait,
So-
and
Time
very
out.
controlling. And if a
So
woman
are
doesn't
women.
have her own money, men just love to like control and to think that that woman is their possession.
It goes
That's
both
why.
ways.
That's
And when a
why
woman
it
doesn't
goes
have
both
money,
ways.
both ways.
That's
It
why
goes
you should
both
come
ways.
into the marriage
With
with
your
your
own
own money.
assets and
Why are
protect
you coming
that.
into the marriage thinking, oh, this guy has to support me, or maybe?
Who said that?
No, you saying that men are
I'm just
conniving.
saying when a woman doesn't have money, men take advantage.
Right.
So you
That's
saying,
true.
so you saying women never take
money
advantage of a
is
man because he has
power.
money?
Remember that.
Is that what
Money
you said?
is
Is that what
powerful
you're
to a lot
telling
of
me?
people.
Women never take advantage of a man because he has
That's
money.
not
That's
what
what you're
she
telling me
said.
right now.
She
It's
didn't
just
say-
men
I
that's
didn't
conniving.
say that.
But you
I
said-
didn't
you
say
said
that.
men
but
in general.
I do believe that a man should be a provider for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but women do take advantage of men because they have money. There's been plenty of cases
Take
of that.
advantage, I think that's a strong word.
What?
Yes, it's happened.
Wait,
Plenty of
hold on.
times.
No.
Listen, if you know you're gonna get a girl that doesn't have as much, first of all, I feel like you should marry within your level. Like, I'm not even gonna try to be rude, but like you should not marry somebody that completely has nothing, that could not take care of their own self, and then expect that this person is not gonna try to get something from you. Let me tell you something. If I'm dating a guy that makes 12 times more than I am making, I will dig that pocket to the day I die. Yes, I
Okay,
will.
now
And
you wanna
I'm gonna
talk
tell you
about-
why.
She's like
And I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm gonna tell you why. If he makes more money than I make, and he obviously knows that, of course I'm gonna work that pocket. I make sure that I am good too. You're not gonna let me hanging while you over here in these big red carpets. No, we're gonna go together. We're gonna make moves together. So yeah. When I signed the contract to be your wife, for better or for worse, I'm gonna be there for you, not only financially if I could, but also mentally, physically. Women do provide for many other ways, but financially. So
Exactly.
let's say you have money, but I have all the other stuff that comes with it. I'm home taking care of the kids, cleaning, doing what I'm supposed to do.
That's a job.
And that's a job too. That's a 9 to 5, and that's more tiring than going to the office.
Yeah, I think if you have kids, it should be different because I feel like if I'm taking care of your kids, I need to get at least 30% or something because I'm at home. I can't go to work. 50 or 25 or whatever. I need a cut because I'm at home work, taking care of these kids, and you could have hired a nanny and pay them, but I'm doing all that work.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Marry within your level.
If I'm at home, I'm taking care of the kids, I'm being a housewife, and you have all of the money, I don't have a job because I'm at home taking care of the kids, and for whatever reason things don't work out, I would definitely need 30% or whatever percentage off your money. Not only for being a parent to your kids, but also because I have been working in a way for you, because I can't have a job because I'm at home taking care of the kids. So I would definitely need some sort of percentage, that 30% or 40, whatever percentage, I would need to walk away with that. I don't want to be too greedy, but I think 30% would be a good cut because, 50, I don't want to, because it's like if we signed a prenup, I wouldn't be able to get 50%.
In Africa, I think, me coming from African background, I do feel like the man is a provider, definitely. I think in my family, let's say in my family, my dad, he's the one who cooks and stuff like that, and he's a provider. My mom, she's just chilling. Oh, honey.
As she should.
As she
She give
should,
birth to you. That's
Okay,
a lot.
but right now, I just feel like
That is a lot.
when you
2 hours in the bag.
live in the U.S., though, I think it's a 50-50 thing.
It is.
Because it's hard. You can't say, oh no, I'm just gonna provide for you. Who's gonna pay for the rent, for insurance car? There's a whole
But you
plethora
are
of things.
an African, like you said, right? So if you have this African mentality, you're not going to let this environment change you.
No, you can't. Even though you want to, you cannot.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You cannot
You're
let
gonna
it
be
change
too
you. So
over-
therefore, you have to still be the provider, not only being an African living in America or being an African living in Africa.
Me personally, I would support my wife whether we have a prenup or not. But at the same time, that shouldn't let her be lazy. Because I feel like having a prenup, it's you encouraging each other. You get me? Because if she's making the most money and then we have a prenup whereby it says, oh, maybe when something happens to me, my money is my money, that will let me wake up, that will make me work hard.
Why does it have to be just providing for the woman? You could always help her
That's true. I agree
get
with that.
a better career, so she
I
can,
agree
like,
with that.
you can help benefit her. You could help her at the time being, but at the same time, you
Yeah.
got all right, give her stats, give her connections, but you could get a better job here instead of just doing this. I'm helping you out. If you're my son, I'm helping you out.
If you need put in the platform to do so, of course, you should definitely try to lift up your partner. You don't want your partner to be down here and you're up here.
I
Definitely
think-
try to
I
bring
think
them
that
up.
if-
What I'm getting from you is just provide. Literally just provide.
No, that's not what I said. That's how I know you're not
elevating
No,
listening.
me.
I
Not
think
just
that
elevating.
if you're someone who's making your 6 figures or whatever, and you decide to get married to someone who's not doing as well as you, right? And you say to them, let's sign this prenup, right? You can still help them and give them everything they need and help them in their career and whatever. And if that person doesn't sign the prenup,
They're after something.
Not
exactly.
necessarily.
But even
Why
if,
would it be-
and if
you
they do sign the prenup and at the end of the marriage they don't have anything to show, then you deserve to walk away with
Right,
nothing.
with
Because what were you doing this whole time?
So why would you leave somebody like that to start with?
You have someone
The
in
thing
your
the
life
future is
that
the
will
person is
help
planning for the
you,
future.
that will
You
help
should think about
and
that.
you have nothing.
If someone,
then you deserve to have
the person
nothing.
is planning for the future. If someone is asking you, oh, I think we should sign a prenup, the person is actually responsible. That's how you should see it. Because if I don't tell you if I don't tell you, oh, let's sign a prenup, there's no, even if we don't sign a prenup and I own a lot of money, and when the time comes for us to, when maybe divorce happens and it's time for us to break up and you want my money, do you think I'll give it to you easily? No. Since I have the money, I'll get the best lawyer
Right.
and I'll win.
It's the
So
business.
for it to be easy, it's better I come up with,
And you might be left with nothing.
I come up with it like, oh, look, I think we should have a prenup. Even that should even encourage you to get to make your own move.
Right.
It's like an encouragement. It's like me being responsible, me thinking about the future. That's how
If
you
you're a
should see
successful
it.
man that makes a lot of money, do not date somebody that's not making as much as you. If you don't think that you're not going to financially support
How
them.
much financially?
But
If
look,
you
You're
don't
talking
think so,
about
because
listen.
that's-
You can't
like-
say that because
Yeah,
that person could easily just fall in love. I could be a
Okay,
millionaire.
and that's
I could be
okay.
making 6 figures. She could be not. She
And
could just
that's
be a
okay.
waitress. I could love her, but at the same,
That's
I'm gonna
fine.
elevate
But
her,
if you say
elevate
you're
her.
going to love her to have a prenup, it's like.
No, but the thing
What
is,
is
You still have to
Listen,
protect your
and you
asset,
still-
but at the same time, I'm gonna want to elevate her so she can have her own
Yeah.
thing.
That's what
at
I'm
the
saying.
same
That's fine.
time.
If you want to
Here's
do
the
that
thing.
and help her during the marriage, that's
if
fine.
you guys are married for love, I don't feel like why if when things don't work out, why it's a problem for me not to give you my money because I didn't sign
Right.
up to split my
why
money
offer
with
the
you.
paper
Exactly.
first to
But
exactly.
you have to protect yourself because we're in this for love, right? We're in love. We're in love. We're in this
Okay.
relationship
So
for
then
love.
why have
So
that
therefore,
mentality?
Why have the mentality like,
But that-
okay,
but
so
What
we're
she's
in it
saying
for
goes
love.
both ways.
We're in love, but we
It
gotta
goes
be real.
both ways.
But
It
that
goes
way-
both
we're
ways.
in love.
In this day and age, you just have to to think about the future. I just felt like there's a lot of things that, when you don't sign a prenup, it's just good. It gets dicey, And I think that it's not just to protect, your interest and stuff like that, or your assets, but it's also in order to protect, your significant other from any type of debts or student loans. So I think that, it is salient to think about, with who you foreseeing yourself with.
If we're in love, I don't want to split my money with you because I work hard for this money. I'm leaving.
So then you love your money.
I love the
Go and
person
marry
for
the
them.
money.
I love the person for them. I don't love them for their money. So if I break up with them,
What
if I
matters
break
then?
up with
Why
them,
does it matter?
I wouldn't want half of their money because I wasn't for them for their money.
But the point is, why
saying.
does it matter?
It does matter because marriage is a business.
Can I, even when we
It's a
sign a
business.
prenup, even when we sign it, that doesn't stop me from getting you gifts. I can get you a car in your
Right,
name.
yeah, that
I can buy you a house in
Exactly,
your
and that's
name.
yours.
That's yours. Anything I buy
Exactly.
for you that's in your name, that's yours. That being said, even if we divorce, that's yours. But you don't come and dig in my company's money again. I gave you what you needed.
But how do you even know the person is gonna do any of that? You don't.
But you know, I bought you.
A lawyer will go after whatever you
It don't
have.
even have to be
That's what
necessarily.
lawyers do.
It doesn't have to be the spouse. The lawyer would just do it
That's what I'm
themselves.
saying.
The
It
lawyer was
becomes
like,
a
I got it. I got you.
Yeah, even you wouldn't allow me. Let's say I fly some girl to Dubai and you find out and you listen.
Because the lawyer
come
want to
for
get
me.
their cut
That's
too.
what I said.
The
If
lawyer
you
want to get
come
their
in-
cut too. So of
If you're
course you're
coming
gonna try to
into
get
the
marriage.
marriage,
Thinking you're gonna do things like.
Why? My thing is,
Why
if I'm making, because we're all in New York trying to grind and trying to do our own thing. If I meet a guy that's not doing as much as I'm doing, and I've been making more money before being with him and being in love with him, I am going to try and protect myself because I don't think that he is coming. So, I mean,
What is your stance?
You already
Francis?
the table.
my stance are in both ways. My stance in both. My thing is, you should get a prenup if you guys are if you had your money successfully prior from the union. But if you guys came together, getting the union, you should not get a prenup because there was money collected together while being married.
But what,
so
if
you
you,
should not
what
marry.
if you get married to someone and after the marriage they decide not to do anything and you're the one that's going
Taking
out
care of
there
them,
grinding, working, getting all this money, and then
You
at
know,
the
in
end
life
of
there's-
at the end of the day you have to split that?
Right. I don't want to split that.
Life,
It's
there's always
easy for somebody to get comfortable.
There's
Right,
always
yeah.
could have, should have, would have. Even if you get the prenup, there's always a should have, could have, would have. Like you can never really protect yourself.
Yes,
so if
you
you're
can. That's what a
can. That's
prenup
what
is
prenup
for.
is for.
because okay, let's say now you have kids, right? And there's kids involved. No, it's not really different. If kids involved, and then you're a millionaire and you're trying to have your kids inherit the money that you made your whole life, the kids still have a mother.
child
And then see,
support.
if the kid is less than 18, that money we really go to the mom because she's the one taking care of the kid. So there's always ways
Right,
to
that's what I'm
always,
saying. Child support definitely will definitely be in place. But what I'm saying is, if you're no, I'm saying she will still get the money from
she'll
him
still
regardless.
get money. So if your intention is for her to cut financially, if she want to get the money, she'll
You
still get
can
the money.
customize
So
the prenup for both of you to agree with certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be something that we both agree on.
That's the great thing
That's-
about
yeah.
prenups is that you can customize it. You can customize it to the point where you can say, if you cheat on me, I want 1 million, 2 million, or whatever.
Right.
So
easy.
So
Spousal
why
Just write a
not
number
sign it?
down and then
Why
agree and
not
get it over
sign
with.
it?
At the end of the
because
day,
my thing is like, if I know, first of all, mentally, if I know that my man got a prenup and he's trying to like tell me, okay, if something happens in the marriage, if I cheat, this is that or whatever, I would like my whole life I would think about this prenup that he made me sign.
you don't sign it. That's what you do. You don't sign it.
What I do.
Wait,
So
you
I
should
would
make
think
your own
about
money
this.
too.
I would go home, I would go to work, I'll think about, hey, he got that prenup over there waiting for him. So if I do something, he could just easily, use it.
If you're truly in love with this guy and you don't care about his money, why would you be worried about the prenup in the
Right,
first
like,
place?
If he's truly in love with me and he don't care
If you're
about
truly- but
his
if
money
you're
or
in
my
the
money,
marriage
why
for-
would he offer me a prenup?
If you're in the marriage for love, you wouldn't care about the prenup for the
right,
money.
exactly.
You wouldn't
I
really
agree.
care.
You don't
He
even
should not
think
care.
it's happening.
Making it seem
She
like
don't think
why
it's
are you making it
why-
seem like she can't have what if she's the person who has the money
That's what
and
I'm saying,
she's
vice
saying
versa.
no, but I'm saying what if she's the person who has the money and this person is they're not as financially
Stable or,
stable as she is, but she still says I don't want a prenup. Then what? What's your point then?
Right.
But that's her decision, though.
but
But that's
yeah.
her decision.
They could still ask for it.
Because you keep saying that, oh, it's about the money. It's about the money. So
I'm
what
not
if
saying
she's
it's about the money? I say if you're going to marry off of love, why do you care about the prenup in the
I
first
don't
place?
And that's
care.
what I'm saying.
You the one
You
who
could
care
sign-
because you're the
could-
one who
you just-
offered the
You
prenup.
literally just
I
said,
didn't
I'm gonna be
offer-
at work, just think about the prenup. But yeah, I love it.
Because you know why?
I
You know
love it, but I
why?
think about the prenup, but I don't care about
No,
it. But
I-
it's just like
honey,
that.
If I marry somebody that's not on the same level as me, I feel like I have to protect whatever I worked hard for. Why should I have to? If I have $10 in my bank account before I married you, and for some reason 30 years later, 10 years later, things don't work out, and I ended up having like $500, I'm not giving you $250 out of that $500.
You're saying that, okay, it's if it's about love, why should the prenup matter? Let's say she's the person who has the money and she doesn't want a prenup. Then what? I mean, but then the other person is saying, oh, I want a prenup. Then what?
And that's a decision they have to make, because if you're going in for love, literally the money should not matter. Because she literally just said, I don't care about the money, but I'm gonna be at work thinking about the
But that's
prenup.
not what she
I'll
said.
be at home
That's
thinking
not
about the
what
prenup. What's this guy gonna do with the
That's
prenup?
not what she
Let's
said.
keep going.
That's not what she said.
She said that.
That was prior to what she said.
No, I didn't say that. I was trying to make my point, but y'all was trying to,
literally just said
that's
it.
not what I said. My thing is, if we are getting married and then you ask me for a prenup, the reason why I would think about it is because my thing is my man feels like something will happen within our marriage for him to. Because my first thing is when I get married, I don't think about the if you cheat, if you step on me or stuff like this. My thing is not to think about
that's
that.
foolish.
So the
We're gonna
fact
be
that
together
no,
50
it's not
years from
foolish.
now.
It's not foolish because
It's
when you
foolish
get
not to
married,
think about
it's
life.
not
You always-
in
you
a
have to think
realistic
this
way.
is life. So this is normal. This is normal to cheat. So it's normal.
It's normal to cheat.
Wow.
happen.
It's not why it's because of society normalized this.
It's not even that. You always gotta prepare for the worst. It's not just about cheating. The spark
cheat.
could fade away. You could not just not love
It's
each
not-
other.
it's not
You gotta
normal.
protect yourself at the end of the day.
People
Why
cheat.
think like that when you
have
go
to-
into a
You have
marriage?
to protect yourself at the
People-
end of the day. Prepare for the worst.
People been
Anything
cheating.
So
you
don't
do
get
in
married.
life.
Don't
been
waste my
Anything you do in
time.
life,
Why
you have to
not?
prepare for the worst.
Why not get married?
People have
Why
been
not
cheating
have the
since
benefit?
day one. It's not just today's
It's not just
society.
cheating. It's not just
People been
cheating. It's not
cheating
just
since
cheating.
day
You
one.
could grow to not loving somebody anymore. Like it could
So
fade
you're
away.
saying basically that okay, I'm gonna get married, but because life happens and I might slip up because it's life. It's
not
normal.
normal.
I want to. I want a prenup. That's what you're saying basically. Because it's life, so it's supposed to happen. It's normal.
Insurance, it's security.
That's the word.
I feel like love and prenup cannot go together. It's either love or prenup. And if it's gonna be prenup, do not get married because you're married to waste somebody's time. I could be doing a lot of things with my time. I don't have to be married to you. Like I could go get some real money and be with a real man that's gonna love me without a prenup. For you to say it's security, like, you know, some of my castmates that say it's insurance as if you are talking about, you know, Geico. Like, I don't understand that. It's not an insurance. If you're gonna love somebody, you're gonna have to be in it for real. You cannot just say, but if I slip up, I could always back up. Don't get married then. Stay home and close, you know, your door and watch TV.
Get it again.
It's
He's
just
working.
like a preparation for the rest because you don't want to go through a lot of
Except for
chaos.
the worst.
You
It's
know
an
what? When you
insurance.
keep saying
Insurance.
words, that's what she gets it wrong.
She gets mad.
Yeah,
But I'm just
so
saying-
it's- just let her know.
Let me stop using that word then.
Yes.
Let me stop using that word.
Because
Just use
my thing-
security and insurance.
It's
That's
security
all.
and insurance. Security and insurance. It's a mutual agreement because I'm not just gonna draw it up and like here sign it. No, I'm gonna talk to her first, see how she feels about it, and we have to come up with an agreement so we could both at the end of the day protect each other because you know life stuff happens in life. We can love each other today, but not necessarily I'm gonna screw up and cheat or she cheats. We could just grow up, you know, to hate each other. We could just argue every day, disagree, not even want to be in the same room, and then, you know, we went out in this relationship, no prenup. Then this one's gonna want more. Then it's gonna be chaos, and you just want structure. At the end of the day, you just want to just walk out with what you came in with, and you just leave with it.
The thing is, if you get into a car accident, you don't get killed, you don't die. Somebody might hit you, but at least you know you have the insurance to
Sure.
fix it.
Perfect.
That's just what that is.
Compare your partner to a car.
I'm not comparing it. I'm giving you an example because
It's not comparison.
it's just an example of why we need insurance in this lifetime. You need insurance on your car, your house, and everything. So just like your marriage,
Insurance and love.
yeah,
Yes.
prenup, marriage
I
because
said,
marriage
people
is a
listen.
tie.
People get people could grow to get
Listen.
comfortable. If you making all the money, I don't have to really do anything.
It's just so
Yeah.
I
sad
could
to
get
see you
comfortable,
all
and
say
you're gonna
this.
get
Like,
mad.
No,
And you're gonna want out.
It's 2018.
and he's getting married. Let's get back to our friend that's getting married, right? So he's gonna watch this, and then he's gonna be like, okay, Now I'm gonna think that I need a prenup because it's life and things happen. If my
Exactly.
wife,
It's life.
wow,
It is life.
But that's something you should
Exactly.
speak to your.
Kofi,
If that's
please don't
if that's the
listen to
love
them.
of his life, and if she really loves him, they
should
have to like.
understand.
First of all, they have to talk about it and they have to go come to an agreement.
Customize it.
But
We
if,
have-
but if he truly wants like a prenup for like insurance, I'm not gonna use that word. Then she has
Security.
to.
No,
She
there's
has to
nothing.
respect
Use the
it.
word.
She has to respect it. If I truly love her, then I'll just have to like. I really would take that chance. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna marry her because I do love her. At the end of the day, I do love her. I care for her. So I'll take the chance. Maybe in sometime in the future, she'll was like, okay, let's go back to that prenup idea that you brought up earlier before. So maybe in the time in the future, so I'm gonna take the chance and see what happens because I'm not gonna just end a good relationship just because she says no to a prenup.
So if
why
you love
not?
each other, what's yours I love and what's mine you love too. Why do we have to separate it while we're married? We are one, but yet again our things are apart.
Because
so we're not
Francine,
truly one.
It's 2018, girl.
That's what
and
I'm saying.
things are-
2018 is a
things
new
happen.
normal.
But it's not completely.
It's a new normal.
It's not
It should
completely
be like that.
separating everything. You two could come up with a number to provide for everything, but everything else you could just keep for yourself.
But the
either way.
The number one problem in marriage is finance.
Yes.
That's why that's why there's a lot of fights because if he doesn't have a job or she's not working, there's always some issue because both of them can't provide for the
That's why I
family.
say they gotta come together.
So when they sign up, when they're making this prenup, they both have to agree with it, or they have to revise it together, and both of them agree with it, and then they sign it. It's not like he's gonna say, "Well, I have more money, I keep
Right.
everything," and you end up with nothing. If they have kids, they have to keep that in consideration. And I feel like I would agree to have some sort of cut because if I spend 30 years with you, I don't want to walk away with like nothing.
Yeah.
It's
Why?
because I spent 30 years with you.
Okay,
being a
for love,
housewife or
right?
whatever. Yes.
Dealing with your problems, your emotional problems,
Exactly.
this, that, being
You're
a
not
support.
you're not just
That's
gonna walk
crazy.
away with nothing. You're gonna want something.
Right.
and
It's
you
like-
can put that in
You're
the
gonna want
prenup.
something.
But I thought you said it should be about
She
love.
just
That's
literally
what you
said,
said.
"I would 30 years
In
and
the
you're
prenup.
walking away. You're not literally gonna walk
Walk
away.
away.
If
If you came with nothing, right? That's what you guys say.
Yeah, you're not.
Especially if he or she put you through hell, you're not walking away with nothing.
If the person is smart, if
Trust
this
me on
woman
that.
is smart, she can start her own business,
Trust me on
have
that.
her own
Why?
thing.
It's
You
not-
Wait.
Building a relationship with whoever you've been in love with, because if like there's a structure or there's a prenup, there's no beef, there's no anger. You guys can
No, it
still
will be
be
beef.
friends.
It will, but not to the point where
where you guys
you're
are not
gonna
speaking
hate
terms.
each other and then
It could be because let's say we get married and we're done with your honeymoon, and then you be like, oh babe, by the way, we forgot to
Before
sign
you
this.
get to that, you
Hey,
should
no, you
sign
do
a
it before.
prenup.
You
Yeah,
do it
marriage.
before.
It's done
You
before
mentioned it
marriage.
before, like
Before.
the marriage. Like you mentioned it before.
If my woman is making more money, I wouldn't be comfortable signing. I'm sorry. But then if I'm making more money, then yeah, it's a must.
You know what I think is shady? When you don't sign the prenup before the marriage, and then when you're in the marriage and you start making more money and you try to sign,
Right.
that's a different
That is
situation.
shady.
That's
You
crazy,
understand?
yeah.
My
That's
friend
why
got
it's
hit
very.
with that. One of my friends, her husband came home. He's in the Navy, so he goes away for a couple months. He came back 1 month and was like, "So, how do you feel about signing a prenup?" It's like, what?
Yeah.
We've been married all this time. You go away for a little while. Now you want to sign a prenup?
He's doing something.
That's
He's
shady.
doing
That's
something.
shady.
He's
That's why
doing
you should-
something.
That's why you should have the
That is
structure
shady.
before the
Exactly.
marriage.
Before, yeah.
So it's
Definitely before. Definitely before.
Because the thing is, the lawyers,
Kofi.
unfortunately, that's what they're gonna do. Because they want to get their cut too. Of course, they want to get you the
Kofi,
best deal. So.
marry for love.
Exactly.
I have an advice for Kofi.
go.
But he can also wait and then see if she's making more money first before you sign.
Kofi,
Just stop. Don't
here's a
listen
real
to him.
advice. Listen, if
This is
you
real advice.
whoever's making the most money doesn't really matter, but you have to come to like an agreement. If you want a prenup, you have to talk to her. You have to talk to her. You have to like get you have to see her insight, see her input, and then come to an agreement and see what's gonna go on from there. Because you guys really love each other. Once I wish you the best, but if you want a prenup, you have to talk to her. You have to talk to her because it's a mutual agreement. It's not just. It's not a one side. My sign this prenup. There we go. You have to talk to each other.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.
I would fully support my wife financially for making the most money. Like getting a car in her name, that's fine. Even if I want to buy a house in her name, that's fine. But then when there's a separation, I wouldn't expect her to want me to like give her like a 30% cut